everyone. Good morning and welcome back to the fifth day to Christmas. My name is Faith Afolabi and I'm the host for the Margaret Consul's Conversations with Humans in Development. Yesterday we had a wonderful time speaking with our guests, and today won't be any different because we have someone special that I've known for quite some time now. I'll read her profile briefly. We'll go on a short break, and when we'll come back, we'll meet her. So Chizoba Akunne is our guest, and she's a children minister, professional social worker, mental health advocate, emotional Quotient coach, and facilitator. She also believes that there's a child in every adult that must be awakened to authentic creativity. She started working with the children at the age of 14. I'm sure you get to hear her to tell us more on why she started that journey at the age of 14. And she has worked with various churches, children's ministries, health schools, using child-centered therapeutic approaches in helping children with behavioral issues to modify their behavior so that they and their teachers can have an experience in classroom teaching. She's a serial entrepreneur, and she founded the Center for Individual and Child Development, a non-governmental organization that seeks to restore hope to living in the community. So Chizoba is the COO and the scribe of 12 Baskets for Children, and it's a limited liability company. And she makes and distributes hard copies of these devotionals to children, churches, and it's been such a wonderful experience. My daughter is part of her mentorship program, and I can testify to the fact that she's actually taking her study time with God very seriously. So she's also the convener of Shine as Light Children Ministry Conference and a manager of Shine as Light Children Ministers Institute, an organization set up to raise light bearers who would use their light to affect the next generation. And she also has a YouTube channel. Please check her YouTube channel called 12 Fruit Devotionals, and you get to learn more about her work. So guys, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll meet her. Stay tuned. Okay guys, welcome back from that short break, and you've been on the YouTube channel for Margaret Consult, speaking with me, Faith Afolabi, the host, and you're about to meet my guest. So let's meet you. Hello Chizoba, welcome, Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, nice having you. Nice to be here. I'm so grateful. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for bringing out time amongst your so many schedule for Christmas with family. Yes, I was trying to talk about your YouTube channel. What's the name again so people can subscribe on it?
Okay, so the name of the YouTube channel is 12 Fruits Devotional. That's the name of the channel. So you could click on the YouTube channel, subscribe, watch, like, and enjoy all our product offerings that we have prepared for the children.
Okay, so we'd like to know what inspired you to start off this journey in the not-for-profit sector.
Okay, so basically as a child, when I was 8, I always wanted to help people. I always wanted to just be a voice for people. And I remember growing up, when everybody used to pick names, I don't know whether I did that as a child, where everybody would pick an English name, especially those of us that didn't have English names. And I went through a lot of names, and I decided that Alexandra was the name I was going to adopt. And that name stuck with me all through university. And the reason was because the name meant defending people, helping people. And that was the beginning of my journey, but I didn't know it was a journey. It was just something I wanted to do, speak for people. I didn't want people to be oppressed. And I just felt that everyone is a human being, everyone is a person. They just need a voice. You just need to be kind to people. And I didn't know what that was going to entail. And growing up, my family thought it was going to be law. And I also thought it was going to be law, but I knew within myself that law wasn't going to cut it, because as a lawyer, you are limited in the courtroom. You're only allowed to speak when the magistrate or the judge gives you an opportunity. So you are not really giving a voice to people. Instead, you're defending them. And I really didn't know what it was going to entail. I didn't know because there was nothing like social work in Nigeria. There was nothing like owning NGOs. People that owned NGOs, excuse me, they were governors' wives and presidents' wives. So saying you were going to start your own thing was kind of funny. And I just know that what really helped me, number one, was that from that tender age, I had this relationship with God. I could talk to him because he was like my father figure. He was a father to me, someone I could always relate with. So he kind of helped me. When I was entering into the university, I kept praying, what should I do? What should I do? My JAMB form, I filled law because that was what my family said I should fill. But, mysteriously, God just spoke and said it was political science, not law. And funny enough, the school I was going into gave me admission to study political science. That's how amazing it was. And when I was done with school, I was still checking back with him. What am I going to do? Where am I going to work? And everybody were applying to banks. Everybody were applying to different companies. And fine, I was applying with them. I said, everybody, let's apply. And it's so funny. Recently, I sat down and I was looking at all the application letters that I wrote because I usually have copies. And I have like a full carton of application letters. But it's so funny because when I send out those applications, I'll be telling God, Father, I want to be in your will. If this place I'm going to work is not in your will, don't let them accept me. Let them just shred the application. And I'll go for so many interviews. I'm telling you, I'll go for interviews and they'll tell me, wow, you're so nice and everything. And when we finish discussing, somehow they will not call me. And the people that would have directed me for the interviews would be like, they said you were the best and all, but somehow, and they just kept dropping me along the way. And I had this wonderful auntie then, she was staying around my house. And one day I just started talking to her and I was like, I'm feeling like I'm odd and I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to, be a voice to people. And I'm not seeing that in banking. I'm not seeing that anywhere. And she was just so wonderful. She told me, she said, you know what, I think this thing you want to do, I have worked somewhere before with someone, I volunteered somewhere, and she had an NGO. I think this has to be in line with NGOs. But since you don't know what it is, I think you should go to UI. They have a course called social work. And she went as far as getting the publication for PGD admission. And she came to give it to me. She showed me. I'm telling you, it was so amazing. I went to ask a friend of mine, how do I get to Ibadan? I've never been to Ibadan. And, God just directed my steps. And then I went to UI. And when I got there, because I went to do a PGD first before a master, so that at least let me even know if that is even the thing, or maybe we should even change courses and all. But when I got in there, this was the thing that I wanted to do. I didn't even know why. I didn't even know where it was heading to. But somehow, that was how the journey began. I volunteered with so many organizations, worked my way up, left working for NGOs in 2015 because I knew that, okay, it was time to start mine, even though I didn't know how. And then by 2017, I started just like that.
Awesome, beautiful. So what is your greatest challenge in running a non-profit?
Well, the greatest challenge I had initially was support. I didn't really have support systems because the truth is, when you're starting something, you need people to believe in you. You need people to work with you. You need people to, even if they don't understand what you're doing, you need them to, to be that cushion that you could rely on. So I didn't have that support system initially. What I had basically were people that, like directions. And that's why one of the things because I work with children and parents, one of the things I tell parents is, when you're praying for your child, always pray that at every junction where my child needs a support, where my child needs direction, where my child doesn't understand, let there be somebody that is a godly person sent by God that will stand on the road to say, this is the way, turn left, don't turn right, So I kind of had all those kind of things growing up. I had a lot of people that were going to give me directions, but I didn't have a support system. And that was basically the first issue I had, because a support system is, you have that leverage of, even if I fail, I have somewhere to run back to. So it was when I got that support system that I was able to run and thrive, basically, in starting the NGO. And then the second thing, the second issue I had was, playing all the roles at once. You are the one that would plan the program, you are the one that will look for sponsorship, you are the one that would execute, you are the one that will still write reports. It was cumbersome. So what I did basically when I was faced with that was I started calling for volunteers, and luckily I had people that just came for programs, and after programs they'll be like, okay, can I volunteer? So now I could share roles to say, okay, you are in charge of this, you are in charge of that. So that basically helped to take the load off me, and then I was able to concentrate on other things.
Wow, this is awesome. So you have staff currently in your organization that they're on salary?
We have. Well, we right now we don't have anybody on salary, because the only person that was on salary, which was our head of admin, she had to go. So right now we don't have anybody on salary. We just have volunteers that we give allowances. And that's another thing people should know. When you have volunteers, they are not just working for you without you have to take into consideration their transportation, their feeding. So we have volunteers that we give allowances after each program, or based on the duration of whatever we're doing.
Okay, this is awesome. So we know it's Christmas and people want to be entertained as well. So we're going to be asking you very few questions just to get to know you personally. It's a yes or no question. So relax. Okay, so have you ever gotten into the wrong car by mistake before?
No.
Okay.
I have not. I think that's because I'm a very detailed person somehow.
So you pay attention to your transport, but
okay. Yes, no, I'm very detailed with even the smallest thing. So that's a big deal.
Okay. Have you ever cried at work before?
Yes, I have. Hey,
what happened?
Some people can make you cry. You, I'm telling you. You know, when number one, you're trying to explain something to someone, you're trying to tell someone something, and the person doesn't want to get it. And okay, let me give you like a very good example. So on my team, because I work part-time somewhere, and as a leader, you have to take ownership when your team misbehaves. You cannot go to like a management meeting and be telling them that it's your team that misbehaved. So your team, you're trying to tell them do this, and then they are not doing it. They are doing something else. And then you have to do all the work, and you go to management meeting, you get the blame, you cover up for them, and you come back to them to say, okay, why did you not do this? This was what you're supposed to do. And they will turn the table on you and start doing as if you were the one that was at fault, and they are the ones that were doing. In fact, by the time they start, they will now start telling you that, hey, your personality, man, you are a choleric. So you brought your choleric. In fact, that day I cried. Hey, God.
Oh,
I was crying because I was like, what kind of...
Sorry.
I am doing all I can. And you can't even see that I am doing everything in my power to make sure that I make your life easier and my life easy. So I bet human beings, they are wonderful, but...
I'm sure you have grown and you've learned how to manage such situations better. If such
because I don't cry now. I don't cry now as much. I know before I used to cry.
We all do.
When you get home, you think you still cry. No, but now I don't cry.
Okay. So do you read other languages?
No, I don't.
You don't read
I'm trying to
other languages.
I'm trying to learn
French.
No.
Okay.
I've been trying to learn French since. So anybody that can teach French, come and teach me.
Okay. So have you ever been to a concert before?
Yes, I love concerts.
Right.
Live concerts, yeah.
Okay. I hope you get to go to some this Christmas with your family.
I do hope, but I'm looking at with the pandemic, will anybody want to do any kind of gathering of that sort? Exactly. We've not seen adverts, because normally by this time you should have started seeing adverts on event
that's true.
But we're not seeing that.
Have you ridden an elephant before?
No, I have not. I stay in Nigeria, Lagos. We don't have elephants.
Don't say that. We do in the north.
We have elephants in Nigeria. Seriously, tell me where. Let me go and ride.
In the zoo.
I'm not riding the one in the zoo, I beg. There is no person.
Have you ever run a red light before? If you drive?
No, I am a good citizen of my country.
Okay. Have you ever talking to someone in toilets before? Picked your call?
Yes, now definitely. If you're a workaholic, you do that from time to time.
Yes. Have you ever picked your nose and wiped it under a table?
Nah, that's gross. Ew.
Have you volunteered to be a big brother, a big sister to someone?
Yes, I have. And I guess that's part of my nurturing nature,
Yes.
just wanting to see people. So yes,
Okay,
I
so
have.
what do you think is
It's
the
been
role
there.
of mentoring for people who want to take up a career in non-for-profit?
Okay, so what I'll say is, even when you decide that you want to go into not-for-profit, number one, find out someone who is already doing what you're doing, or someone find out someone who is doing what to do, towing that line, and go and join the person, volunteer with the person, because that's what basically worked with me. So volunteering helps you to see the different structures, different systems in place. You understand, okay, what kind of role, where do I fit in, and develop that relationship with the person, so the person could show you things, tell you things, out of the ordinary. And be open, tell the person, okay, I want to have a career in the not-for-profit, but I don't know if I'm going to have my own organization yet, or if I'm going to work with another organization. So if the person has a heart for mentoring, the person would teach you, and that would also help you to manage your expectation and also manage the person's expectation.
So it has been a wonderful time with you. So we'd like to have your last words to those of us who's watching now. It's Christmas. People are planning for 2021. Some are going to change jobs. So what advice would you give to someone that wants to be you?
Okay, so what I'm going to say is, number one, you're important. That's the first thing you should know. You're important. The world is a better place because you're here. And that you are not comfortable where you're working, or you just have this feeling in you that you need to have a change of jobs. Don't just jump into it. Sit down, research, find out about where you're going to, get mentors, have a plan, and then just follow the plan to its conclusive end. That way you wouldn't make decisions because of emotions and then run into problems at the end. Find out what exactly you want from the person. It's not all about the bling, it's about what the person can bring to your life, that addition the person can give. And always try to connect with your source. Like for example, my own source is God. So try to connect with your source, because your source will always help to guide and direct your path or in life. So that's basically what I have to say.
Wow, this has been an amazing conversation with you. I want to say thank you for coming on the show, and we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we hope when we come back to you for another chat, you'll be available. So, guys,
Yes, I
thank you so much. So, guys, this is where we draw the curtain to a close, and we will see you again tomorrow. Stay tuned, subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on all our social media handle on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And be back tomorrow. Subscribe. Click on that button. It doesn't bite. Thank you.